Ready to learn to make this large, bounteous arrangement featuring the peony? Hi, welcome to another video. For those of you who are new, my name is Katherine Bergman, and I'm a florist with over 30 years experience designing weddings and events. Today, I'm going to teach you how to make this spectacular arrangement. It's not as hard as you think, so let's get started. So for this arrangement, we're just going to use these beautiful peonies. It's peony season, so whenever there are peonies available, I buy them. And the peony season is pretty short. I would say late or mid-May till maybe just early July. We've got these beautiful white and violety pink peonies. Look at these, just amazing. And gorgeous violet colored delphinium that I bought at the flower market. I haven't shown delphinium much in my videos, so I'm going to show some delphinium and violet Lisianthus, just really beautiful, vibrant colors that shows off and showcases the peony. So what we're going to start with are the delphinium. I usually start with the tallest flowers to set a line. What I have here is floral foam that's a little bit above the lip of the container because I'm imagining some cascading elements coming out of the arrangement. And this is just one of my favorite white crackle glaze urns that's really versatile. This is a pretty large urn. You can get a big arrangement in it. You can also do really beautiful cascading arrangements in it. I've done the rose arch arrangement in it. Anyway, it's one of my favorite vessels. And you'll notice that when I put floral foam in the vessel, if I'm not transporting it, I don't even bother taping it down because you kind of don't need to. You're just moving it from here to like your living room, right? Or something like that. So we're going to set the line with our delphinium. And we're just going to go for sort of like a tall in the center, all around kind of arrangement. Sort of echoes the classic tall urn arrangements that I do for weddings. And the delphinium's beautiful, spiky flower, so it sets beautiful lines for you. I love delphinium. And when you want true blue flowers, delphinium, you can get in a true blue. But today I bought like a violety purple one from the flower market. So I went to the flower market. It's the new San Francisco flower market that was that opened in January of 2025. The old flower market sold. The land was sold to a developer. And as part of the deal, the developer built a new flower market not too far from the old flower market. And the new one I like very much. It's smaller. Not all the vendors moved there, but it seems a little more compact. So you don't have to walk as much. It's not as spread out, but then there's still a lot of really great product there. So I'm really enjoying the new flower market. And the parking is now indoors, which is wonderful, so we don't have to brave the elements. So delphinium, when it gets older, the bottom florets are the ones that start shattering first. I'm pulling a few off just because I'm going to cut this short. But if you have delphinium that's starting to shatter, sometimes you can still salvage the tip of it to use because they bloom from the bottom up. And the bottom flowers, if they're older, you know, you can pull them off. And the florets you can pull off and salvage the rest of your stem. So I've got the delphinium done. And now I'm just going to kind of assess what I want to do. I think maybe we'll go ahead and add in the peonies. You'll notice I'm not greening in. We've got a lot of flowers to put in and a lot of big, sexy flowers. So I'm thinking I'm not going to bring green in until later, so that I don't over green in. I've got white and this violety pink, and I've got 10 stems of peonies. I don't think I'll need to use all 10 stems though. I may just use the pink and not even use the white. I'm not sure. I'm going to add in the beautiful pink peonies. Now, the trickiest part about peonies is timing them. When When you buy them, you should buy them in bud, but you want to make sure the buds are large buds, not little tiny tight buds, because sometimes they'll never open. I have a video all about peonies, about how to time peonies, so take a look at that video. So we added in our beautiful pink peonies. Let's see if I want to do the white. I also cut some white hydrangeas from my garden. I planted 4 new white hydrangeas last year, and they are starting to bloom. Very exciting. Not sure if I'm going to use it or not. I haven't worked out exactly what this is going to look like, so bear with me. Let's go ahead and use some of these white peonies. Look at this white peony. Unbelievable, right? You know, it's easy to overbuy your peonies because when you buy them, they're in bud, and you forget that they're going to open. They're going to be like 4 or 5 inches across. Okay. I'm going to add some white peonies. So we're not doing any kind of asymmetrical or sinewy shape today. We're just kind of doing a standard round arrangement. This is kind of what we do for weddings, for, you know, ceremonies and things like that. But it's a little slightly scaled down version. We would go a lot bigger if we were doing this for a ceremony. I wanted to show you how to do a sort of large arrangement. There we go. That looks pretty good. Maybe I'll add in a few hydrangeas. My new hydrangeas are still, the stems are kind of short, and I didn't want to like butcher it too much. So I only cut a few stems. But it's exciting. I have tons of hydrangeas, and I don't have a lot of white. And I thought, I'm buying white hydrangeas all the time to use. I should plant some white hydrangeas. I have like the like purpley blue kind of hydrangeas. A lot of that, but I don't use it that much. Although it would be nice in this one, right? They're not blooming yet, my purpley blue ones. I'm adding some Lisianthus around the perimeter. Lisianthus is a very long-lasting flower. It used to be an inexpensive flower, but now they're very expensive. Everything's been just going up and up. Cut flower prices. Wholesale has gone up a ton. So everything's very expensive at the flower market right now. I'd say they're up maybe double. Some things are even triple what they used to be. See how the Lisianthus have all these fun, like greenish side shoots and buds? I like those. Just adding some Lisianthus throughout this arrangement. I'm adding it sort of, I'm cutting it sort of long, leaving it pretty long so that you have that movement for the Lisianthus to lighten up sort of that large, giant flowers that you have here, the giant hydrangeas and peonies. So you're always going for a variety of textures when you're designing, so that you've got the spiky, tall flowers here, the round, large form flowers, and then accent flowers like Lisianthus that would kind of give you a little bit of movement around the edges. Okay, that's what we have so far. I also have some beautiful roses, some lavender sprays. Look at these beautiful lavender sprays. I think I'll add a few in because they're smaller and they're multi-stemmed. I think it's a nice contrast with the peonies. I'm going to add them in kind of tall up here. See, I haven't added any greenery yet. We will add greenery, but I'm going to add that in later just because I knew that these flowers are going to be a lot already, and we don't need a ton to hide our foam. But I will add greenery in later. Okay, here we've got 3 stems of the spray roses just to fill in a little bit. One more stem here. Where should I fill it in? Maybe here. I also have some pink spray roses. I almost think we don't need it. What do you guys think? Add a little bit in? Sure, why not? I bought them, right? Beautiful pink spray roses in a lilac-y pink. Cut these a little shorter so we can add them around the bottom of our arrangement. Sometimes you get these huge stems like this, almost too big to add in. You could cut some of these side shoots and add them in individually. Just as long as they're long enough. Or if they're not long enough, you can reserve this to use in a bud vase or something else. Because sometimes the stems are too big. So I'm a local grower from Petaluma, California, that specialize in roses called Neve. One of my favorite vendors at the market. They've been around forever. And they grow lots of garden roses, spray roses. Okay, I have one more stem of the spray rose. I love it when they have lots of little buds because it adds a little greenery in there. And then the foliage, just a little bit of that. Where else do we need another stem of the pink sprays? I'm thinking maybe over here. Okay, I think we are done. Now I'm going to go ahead and add in a little bit of greenery. I have here some Ruscus, some short pieces of Italian Ruscus. This has been very popular for weddings, for doing arches and things like that. And these are the short Ruscus. I actually grow this. I bought a plant like 3 years ago. It's finally taking off. It's a very slow grower and you can't really propagate it because it's in the lily family and it spreads by runners underground, so you can't like root it or anything like that. I finally found a source online where they sell this, so I bought 2 plants. It's a very interesting plant and it's wonderful for if shade. I have it in a very shady spot in my garden. It's one of those rare plants that is shade tolerant. You can have it in deep shade and drought tolerant, so you don't have to water it very much. I have it in part of my garden that's under redwoods. Redwoods really steal water from your plants, so this is drought tolerant, so I figure it could handle that. And it's very, very shady. So I'm just adding some of this Italian Ruscus around the arrangement. I don't want to add too much of it. I'm going to stand back and kind of assess it. Okay. And then I have some Pittosporum that I just cut from the garden today. Whenever possible, if you're adding, you need to add some greenery or a shrub to your garden, try to add something that you can use for your arrangements. Because I almost never buy greenery because I figure I can just go ahead and add different shrubs around the garden. And as long as you can use it as greenery, then it's a plus. In fact, if you're not going to the flower market, it's not easy to buy greenery. I mean, you can go to like Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, where they have nice cut flowers, but they actually don't have a lot of greenery choices. And the greenery is not inexpensive. So definitely, if you have a garden, if you need to add a shrub or something, think about adding something that you can use for your arrangements. Pittosporum is really great. I even use my boxwood if you let it grow a little bit. What else? I also have variegated Pittosporum that I use all the time. What else is a great greenery? Ivy is a nice greenery to use. Really easy to grow in a lot of different circumstances. You can add ferns. So just think about different greenery that you like to use in your arrangements. And next time you need a shrub for your garden, think about adding a greenery shrub that you can use the foliage. This is actually a very low growing Pittosporum that has a nice rounded kind of growth habit, so it doesn't get out of control. That's why the stems are a little bit short, but we don't need them super long for this arrangement because our long lines are being set by the delphinium. I just like to add a little greenery here and there because a vibrant green sometimes will make your other colors pop, and greenery is quite neutral when it comes to flower designs because it's the color of foliage, right? So you can go ahead and add greenery in most of your flower designs. And I think it just makes it a little bit more vibrant. Having some greenery pick through and kind of, it also gives space between your flowers. You know, I like to overfill my arrangements, so. Okay, I'm going to take a look to see if I have the Ruscus placed well. Yeah, it's pretty nice, pretty even, right? So we're all done. That wasn't so hard. You guys saw me make this in less than 20 minutes. This is a spectacular arrangement. Love the peonies in here. Love the delphinium and these fun, vibrant, romantic colors. I hope you enjoyed watching me make this arrangement. Maybe you'll attempt it yourself. For those of you who are new to my channel, thanks for stopping by. Please subscribe and like this video and click the little bell to be notified when I put out a new video, because I do put out at least one a week. For those of you who subscribe and watch every week and send me such nice comments, you know I love you guys and love to hear from you. So let me know what you all are doing this week, if you're going to attempt this arrangement and what you're doing in the garden, and I will see you in my next video.